What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the World According to Briggs and a look at cities nobody wants to move to. It's no secret that major cities are starting to lose their appeal. The lure of big city life has dropped significantly over the last decade or so. People are moving to small towns, suburbs, and even smaller cities. I ran a survey and asked people to pick 3 of the 50 largest cities in the US that they would never move to. I also ran a few polls on the community tab on this channel, and I kind of showed you guys the top 20 from the survey, and then you guys picked which ones you would never move to. I'm starting to learn whatever I get from the Google surveys is pretty similar to what you guys pick. A couple heads up on this video though. A few cities I thought for sure would have made this list didn't make the top 10. Places like Philly, Baltimore, Detroit, Cleveland. I'll give you those stats briefly after number 2 on this list. The second thing I want to tell you is about the comment section. If you read enough comments on YouTube, you know that political zealots need to leave comments, and they always bring it back to politics. They will point out that most of the cities on this list are run by Democrats, and here's the thing. 90% of all medium or large cities in the US are Democrat controlled. So, of course, most will be Democrat controlled. Not saying anything bad about either party. In my point of view, they're both in bad shape. All right, let's see where nobody wants to join the rat race. Number 10, Phoenix. This one surprised me. Phoenix is a decent city. Once you get past heat, they got a little bit of a homeless problem, but nothing compared to other major cities in the US. Their crime isn't as bad as other major cities either. In my opinion, I think it's losing its appeal because it's getting too crowded. It's kind of like Dallas and like Los Angeles was, San Francisco was, Portland was at some point, where they got really popular, too many people moved in, and then they became unpopular because too many people lived there. I think Phoenix is starting to feel that right now. 28% of the respondents said they would never move to Phoenix. Number 9, Las Vegas, Nevada. Staying in the desert, we end up in Las Vegas. Vegas was another one that was extremely popular around 2000 on to about, I'd say 2015 when it started to slow down. This was a hot spot for a lot of Californians for a lot of years, and also young people from Utah. In the late 90s, I have a lot of friends that work construction in the Los Angeles area, and they all moved to Sin City and started working there. But Las Vegas is not for everyone. It's got some crime issues. It's got some heat issues. Some people, like myself, just don't like living in the desert. 31% of the respondents said they would never move to Las Vegas. Number 8, Memphis, Tennessee. It's really hard to find many bad things about Tennessee until you start talking about Memphis. A few years back, I got an email from someone that works for the city of Memphis. I'd done a negative video about Memphis. They sent me this list of good things going on in Memphis. Now, you got crime, you got poverty, you got rundown areas of town, but this person sends me a list of how many new shaded bus stops they have. They gave me a list of little festivals they had going on, and then they pointed out that this place can't be that bad. They got Graceland and Bass Pro Pyramid. As great as those things sound, they're not enough to win over everyone. 35% of the respondents said they would never move to Memphis. Number 7, St. Louis, Missouri. Or Missouri, depends on where you come from in the state. I really like Missouri, especially the area around the Lake of the Ozarks, which is in the southern section of Missouri. I'll go there anytime, especially if I want to eat at Big Dick's Halfway In. I'm really hoping that temporarily closed thing is just for the season, because that place is on my bucket list. So that's some of the good about Missouri. What's not too good is St. Louis. St. Louis has some nice things. They got great beer, they got the Arch, they do have some nice neighborhoods, but they got a lot of really crappy neighborhoods too, and I think that makes a lot of people not want to move there. 37% of the respondents said they would never move to St. Louis. Number 6, Portland, Oregon. How did they get on the list? How does a place that's called the City of Roses get on a list like this? Maybe it has something to do with their other nickname, which is Stumptown. Portland, Oregon is a great city. They've got amazing nature, strip clubs, and more beer than any city should have. We also have rain, homeless, civil unrest, and a donut shop that people will stand in line for an hour to get a donut that has Captain Crunch on it. I just talked about this on our last video, which was top 10 states nobody wants to move to. Oregon was one of them. And I mentioned how I love Oregon and I love Portland. It's just more and more every single year. I'm becoming part of the minority of people that feel that way. Portland is a great city with a lot to offer. I just think in a lot of ways right now, you should probably avoid it unless you have to come here. I always hope they'll return to their old glory, but they have some work to do. Now, if you watch certain news channels, you probably think that Portland was burned to the ground a couple summers ago during the riots. It really wasn't that big of a deal. It was bad. It wasn't that big of a deal, like I said. And when I say big deal, it was a major event, but it was condensed into like a 4 to 5 block area. But 38% of the respondents said they would never move to Portland, Oregon. Number 5, New York City. New York City used to be a punching bag for lists like this. I mean, it was way too crowded, way too expensive. There was a lot of problems going on in New York City, and now people, in a way, have kind of forgotten about it a little bit when it comes to things like this. Things are getting better in New York City. People are still leaving there, but it's getting better. And I think that's why they slid down to number 5 on a list like this. 38% of the respondents said they would never move to New York City. The reality is about 75% of us can't afford to live in New York City. Number 4, San Francisco, California. Again, I'm kind of surprised this one wasn't higher on the list. I would have picked it number 2 because they've got a lot of serious issues. It's overpriced. I mean, housing and cost of living. They have a homeless crisis that is so scary it keeps Freddy Krueger up at night. But they still got more people moving in than moving out. Why, you ask? Well, they got a lot of high-paying jobs. Sure, it's so expensive you could be making $90,000 a year and still need to get a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 roommates just to get by. And depending on where you live in San Francisco, you're going to have to hose down your porch every single week or twice a week. 40% of the respondents said they would never move to San Francisco, California. Number 3, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Are you as shocked as I am? I never would have picked this one out. I know Oklahoma City's got its issues and it's a little boring, but it's not a terrible place to live. Now, I just said it's a little boring, and I promise you there'll be comments in the comment section talking about how I've never experienced a really good monster truck show or something like that. And if that's what you were going to comment, stop typing. I've never enjoyed a monster truck show. 41% of the respondents said they would never move to Oklahoma City. Number 2, Chicago, Illinois. Yes, no negative city list would be complete without an appearance by Chicago, everyone's favorite dumping ground for bad stats. Like I've said before, Chicago has a lot of really nice neighborhoods. It's just too bad that a few neighborhoods are really bringing down the stats for the entire city. Well, that was until the last year or so. It used to be like I'd say 5 or 6 neighborhoods you should probably avoid at all costs. Now that's getting closer to 7 or 8. It's just gotten a little bit worse. Now, another strange thing, some of the nicer neighborhoods and suburbs on the north side of Chicago, they're actually getting even better, while the south side's getting even worse. I don't know, I still love Chicago. It's one of my favorite cities to visit. The pizza, the people, just the city in general, it's a great city. It's too bad nobody wants to move there. 45% of all respondents said they would never move to Chicago. All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget we have another channel called On This Day. There's a link down below. Now, here's the cities that most people probably think should have made the list, but didn't. 22% of the respondents said Philadelphia is not a city for them. Cleveland was also 22%. Baltimore was 24%. And Detroit almost made the list. They were number 11 at 27% said they would never move there. And this kind of shows you that it's not just crime and poverty that make people not want to move to a city. Sometimes it's situations like Oklahoma where it's just boring to most people, or the fact that it's in the state of Oklahoma. And Phoenix, that's another one. I think the main reason people don't want to move to Phoenix is the heat. Because it's not a bad place to live. Strange, I know. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Los Angeles, California. Yeah, I'm a little shocked at this one. California's been dodging some stat bullets in recent years. I mean, they always showed up, but they were never at number 1 when it comes to bad stats. Their crime is bad, but there's worse cities in the United States when it comes to crime stats. Same thing with cost of living and housing. There are much more expensive cities than Los Angeles. But I think when you take everything into consideration, cost of living, cost of housing, air quality, homeless situation, traffic, and throw it all into that big blender in people's brains, Los Angeles rises to the top of places you don't want to move to. 47% of the respondents said they would never move to Los Angeles, California. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a great day, and please be nice to each other.